What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here. So, in this video, I'm segueing away from sports in this channel to give you guys a few announcements about what I'm going to be doing going forward. I'm going to be creating a second channel going over the gaming world, the gaming industry, and everything like that. But the reason for that, and I finally found the inspiration for it, was the abomination that we saw today from Nintendo. I'm going to start off by saying this. I've played the Nintendo systems for the better part now of my entire life. You know, starting on the Game Boy Color, my first game was Pokemon Red version. And since then, I've fallen in love with that gaming company. And in the early years of my life, that was all I actually played. Played on the GameCube, played on the Wii, played on the Wii U, played the Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Advance, all these great Nintendo systems that are iconic in a lot of people's lives. And, you know, there's a reason why I have to hold my microphone right now because there is no excuse for what we saw this morning. I woke up at 6:55 in the morning feeling pretty excited about what I was going to be able to see, because I was even telling my girlfriend, I was telling a lot of people this, that I want to see what Nintendo is going to produce. What are they cooking up? So then we can have a reason for why we spent $500 on an upgraded Nintendo Switch system that can produce in 4K and handheld 1080, 60 frames per second, you know. And the first month or so, you get Donkey Kong Bonanza, you get Mario Kart World, which has ended up being one of the worst Mario Kart games that we've seen in a very long time. With the content that's on there, there's no reason to play online. You only really play that if you're with a group of friends or and all that, right? And the one of the things here that I'm I'm just sick and tired of when it comes to this company is this. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over to their Twitter page here, right? We'll go over here. We'll have a little chatter. We'll have a little bit of a talk here about what we saw, right? So I'm gonna maximize my screen here, and we're gonna take a look at what they produced today. They have a treehouse, and people are thinking, oh crap, there's a Nintendo Treehouse live event. Are they going to show gameplay of the new games that can possibly come out? Boy, was it an embarrassment. Now, I didn't watch the treehouse. As you see here, one of the first things that I'm seeing here is the Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which was an easy prediction for a lot of people to have. Um, Given that the Switch Sports did pretty well on the regular Switch, I'm thinking that, you know, you need an upgraded version, 12 total sports, as you see here. And it's great. Like, they're bringing back boxing, there's thumb wrestling in here. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're able to really dissect. And table tennis, archery. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Like, I'm really, really excited for this game to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. There's tennis, golf, bowling, obviously basketball, even prop playing, volleyball, all that cool stuff. And if you have a nice family, you have a group of friends, this is something you play at parties. This is something you play with your family. Cool, bro. I'm excited for that. But then we start going down, right? Then we start going down. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I never played this growing up. I never played it on the Nintendo 64, and I'm excited to play the remake. It's a retelling, essentially. Like, they're going to be very ambitious with this. I think Link looks very good. I think even the little teaser we got was good, but this wasn't enough to save what Nintendo has done. Kingdom Hearts 4, this surprised me as well, seeing this on here. You know, I thought this game was honestly non-existent, but they showed some decent gameplay of it. Sora, I think he looks pretty damn good. Hopefully, and it's supposed to launch on release date on the Switch 2 along with other platforms. So I know people were very excited about this. It's about time we see something on this, because it's been years since we've seen any kind of update on it, and it's just great to see. I think Sora, I think he looks great. I think he looks spectacular. I think the character models look very, very good. You know, but we'll see what happens with the Goofy and Donald right there. You know, we'll see what happens. I mean, the gameplay looks nice. I won't even lie. Like it looks very, very good, very crisp. And if this is running on the Switch too, then people have a lot to be excited for when this game does come out, honestly. But that's where the great stuff ends. Now, there's one other game on here that I'm very excited for, but I'll get to it in a second. It's the problem with Nintendo now is that they're doing too many re-releases of games. They're porting over too many games, and people are looking for those first-party exclusive games or those AAA titles need to be need to be on this system. Like this is why, like Nintendo needs to justify why we're paying $500. They really do. Minecraft. I mean, do we really need Minecraft on the Switch too? It should have been there on launch. But they had time to show this. You know, I'm not this game I know people were really excited for, but again, like I'm not looking for stuff like this, bro. I'm looking for those AAA exclusive games that made me want to buy in Nintendo Switch 2. Donkey Kong Bonanza is one reason why you want to buy it. But that's probably it. That's probably the only game on the system that you can say, hey, if you guys want to play a sandbox open world game, a smash game, a smash style game like that, or you're breaking shit apart, you're over here trying to grab all these bananas, you want to bring Pauline back to her world and stuff, you can go ahead and do that. It's a great game. I recommend it. But Splatoon Raiders, bro, I'm gonna be real. Splatoon is not one of my favorite game franchises. I think it's a waste of a franchise. I think it took up a spot in this direct when you could have easily slotted in something else. Something else. A Luigi's Mansion 4, which I'm pretty sure at this point is in development, but for some reason they're just not trying to show that game off. They even have a direct scheduled for it. Who cares? It's not good enough, right? New Joy-Con colors. Who cares, bro? You can't even see the colors on the freaking Joy-Con, bro. Because most people play this either docked or they play it in handheld mode, and no one is really taking off the Joy-Cons to do anything with them, but maybe use like the mouse mode. But again, you're playing in mouse mode, you're really seeing the colors of it when you're using it. But no one else is going to say, "Oh, hey, bro, nice Joy-Cons." No one's saying that about the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, which I think are better than the Switch 1. But again, where is the actual color customization on this? It's black. The Dusk Bloods, again, like, am I gonna play this game? Probably, maybe, but you don't even have a release date for it. You keep saying 2026 with the closed network test coming soon. This was like what, a minute trailer over stuff we've already seen? Just quick cut scenes of the characters? Like, that's not good enough. That's not good enough, man. Right? I mean, I can go down and down a Star Fox freaking demo. This didn't really need to be in the in this freaking direct. I mean, you could have had this in the Star Fox direct last month, but they wanted to put it in here for what, bro? Like, there's no reason to do that. The game comes out in 16 days. You could have said there's a Star Fox demo on June 9th, and you guys will be able to test it out before you guys think about buying it. That's what they could have done here, but they didn't want to do that. They want to add this in there for no reason. Xenoblade Genesis. I mean, sure, it's it's the next installment, but this is such a niche title that I don't think a lot of people were that excited for it. I could be wrong. I don't play this series whatsoever. I tried out the first game in the series on the Switch, Just wasn't a fan of it, bro. Just was not a fan of it. And then they're releasing Switch 2 editions of all three of these games. My problem, too many Switch 2 editions on a $500 system. Too many. This game here, I know a lot of people were probably very excited for. It's great to see this series finally on this system, and it looks nice. Dante looks great. Liza P, cool, right? But the game that I'm most excited for here is Fire Emblem. I'm excited for this. This is the only thing that got me to be like, oh shit, okay, now we're talking. But it's not now releasing for another 3 months. Like, what is taking so long for this game to be released? This would have been the perfect game to slot in for next month and for people to play this over the summer. But you're doing it after, when at this point people are just going to be tired of this system by that point. This isn't going to save 2026. I think it's going to sell very well because Fire Emblem Three Houses sold very well. And it's clear it is a sequel. It's clear that it's going to be a very ambitious RPG, and the game looks great. I'm excited to use her, honestly. I think she might be everyone's favorite character at this point. But I think Fire Emblem is going to end up being the best Nintendo Switch game that is sold this year. I really do. They have the whole collection. That's cool. Pocopia stuff. I mean, I don't play that, but I've heard really good things about it. Sure. But this is when I knew that this game here. Now, I spoke on this in my stream. People need to hop on Stellar Blade. This is one of the best games that PlayStation produced. Shift Up did a spectacular job with this game. It's one of the best games that I've played in this decade. And I think it's a game that people really need to give a chance to. And I'll have a hot take here as well. I think when you see the new Smash game, Eve will be one of the playable fighters in that game. I think Eve will make her way in the Super Smash Brothers. I think it's something that if you really want to promote this game, you put Eve in the next iteration of Smash, or if they do a deluxe edition of Smash Ultimate, you add Eve into that because it's going to sell this game like hotcakes. I really do. But this is when I knew. When they started off with Rhythm Heaven, you already knew, bro. This was going to be a piss poor direct. So going back to the full screen here. There's going to be a lot of people that are just very upset with what Nintendo did. And I'm one of those people. You guys had a golden opportunity you guys basically had the stage set, the red carpet was rolled out, and you guys sit here now and put out a dog shit performance, a dog shit show. It's a huge middle finger to every Nintendo fan out there. It's a anti-consumer move at this point that you guys don't want to show what you guys are actually cooking up behind the scenes. Now if 2027 is supposedly the year that Nintendo figures a way to justify why you buy a $500 system, it's going to be too little too late. If Nintendo is worried about GTA 6 overshadowing their entire company, then Nintendo has a lot of insecurities about their IPs, which is crazy to me because Nintendo has the best exclusive games you can probably play, from Mario to Zelda to Pokemon to Fire Emblem to even Splatoon, bro. Metroid. Like, you have games like that, Smash Brothers. You have games like that you can put out, but you're afraid to do it because GTA 6 is releasing in November. You can't do that. It doesn't have to release this year, but at least trailers and let us know that stuff is cooking up behind the scenes, you can do those kind of things. Having The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time be your closer and you only see Link lying in the bed is ridiculous to me, bro. Like, where is the ambition? What I mean, not with the game itself, but where is the ambition from Nintendo at this point? I feel like they've just thrown in the towel once again for this year, and it's like we don't have anything ready for this year because of GTA 6. If GTA 6 is really the reason why you guys can't put stuff out, then Nintendo needs a real reality check on what's going on here. You guys are a multi-billion dollar corporation. GTA 6 alone is supposedly the most expensive game ever developed. And I've said that this is going to be the first $100 game that we've seen because of the development costs and because I think Rockstar is going to be incredibly greedy when it comes to selling this game, right? But at the end of the day, Nintendo, what are you guys doing? Like, what are we doing here? There's no justification for you guys to put on a performance like that and then sit here and have dude do a thumb wrestling match as one of the highlights of the show. That doesn't make sense. Like Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, I think looks great. I think it's going to be a fun game to play. But come on, Nintendo. This is really the best you guys have. They're holding back. They don't want to show anything off because I think they're worried about what Rockstar is producing. And that's a conversation I think people really need to have. And I can't wait to hear what other people have to say about that because realistically, I can go off, I can cuss, I can do all that, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna make a second channel about my reaction to what the gaming world has become over the last 5 to 6 years. And I don't think there's as much ambition anymore. I don't think there's as much drive, and I think the gaming industry is turning more into an anti-consumer market than it is a consumer market. Like, there's a reason why gaming is dead right now. There's a reason why people are just playing in their back catalog a lot more because they're not no company is producing anything anymore. Like Expedition 33, San Interactive's first game, won Game of the Year. Nobody knew about that studio, and they ended up producing one of the greatest games we've ever seen. Why is a indie company like that, an indie gaming a developing company like that, able to produce a gold mine of a game? But even before that, the greatest game we saw before that was Elden Ring. And I barely got into that 2 years ago, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. Nintendo needs to wake up. Nintendo needs to wake up and smell the roses here. That they are falling so far behind their competitors that it doesn't matter what they put out in 2027. 2026, they're going to lose money. Winds and Waves is being pushed back to 2027. Mario seems like now is farther away than we actually realize. And the best thing you can produce is a minute and a half teaser trailer of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, a game that was already put out close to 30 years ago on Zelda's 40th anniversary. You guys can't do that. It's ridiculous. It's not enough. It doesn't justify anything, and no one is going to want to go buy a Nintendo Switch 2. I already have one, so like I'm cool with it. But again, I'm playing in my back catalog. Like right now, I'm playing Pokemon Shield right now, bro. I'm playing Pokemon Shield. That tells you everything you need to know about where this system is at. It's a disgrace, man. It really, really is. And I love this company too damn much to see where it's going. It's anti-consumerism at its finest, man. So with that being said, man, I'm Jason. I'm gonna be making a second channel on this. I'll probably have this video uploaded to my second channel, and we'll go ahead and have more conversations over there about, you know, where the gaming world really is going, and just start giving like my thoughts, what I want to see from PlayStation, from Nintendo, Xbox, or whatever, bro, because I feel like I have a lot to say on that. This channel specifically is for football, soccer, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when I see garbage like I saw this morning, I feel like it's only my due diligence to tell you guys how I feel about it. So again, I'm Jason, no filter Chels. We're gonna sit here and get my second channel up and running probably in the next 2 days or so. And I'm going to be doing content on both channels, and we're going to be having real conversations about where this gaming industry is really headed. So I'll see you guys in the next video, next stream, and we'll go off on what the hell Nintendo was doing, man. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon, man. Peace out.